Have you ever sat quietly at night, wondering what life would be like if the person you love most was suddenly gone? It's a thought that creeps in, uninvited, and sits heavy on your heart. Losing your spouse is a pain no one wants to imagine, but here's the truth. It's not just the grief that can shatter you. It's the decisions you make afterward, decisions that could cost you your savings, your home, even your peace of mind. What if I told you there are 5 costly mistakes that so many make when their spouse passes away first? Mistakes that could have been avoided, if only they knew. These aren't just financial traps, they're emotional landmines that can pull you under when you're already at your most vulnerable. Today, I'm going to walk you through these 5 mistakes, step by step, like we're sitting across from each other, sharing a cup of tea. I'll show you what to watch out for, why these traps are so easy to fall into, and, most importantly, how to protect yourself and your future. Stay with me until the end, because in the final moments, I'm going to share one simple, powerful step you can take to shield your heart and your home from these pitfalls. You won't want to miss it. This isn't about scaring you. It's about giving you clarity, strength, and the tools to face the future with confidence, no matter what comes. So, let's dive in, because you deserve to know. Mrs. Joe, a 52-year-old woman, she and her husband, Candy, built a life together over 30 years, 2 kids, a cozy home, and dreams of traveling after retirement. But one morning, he didn't wake up. A heart attack took him, sudden and silent. She was left in a fog of grief, barely able to process the loss. And that's when the mistakes began. Let's talk about the first mistake, saying yes to big financial decisions too soon. When her husband passed, her brother-in-law offered to help by suggesting she sell their family home and move in with his family. It sounded kind, even practical. But she didn't realize the home was her biggest asset, worth far more than the quick sale price she was offered. Grief clouds your judgment. According to the American Psychological Association, major life decisions made within the first year of loss are often regretted. Why? Because you're not thinking clearly, you're surviving. Have you ever made a choice when your heart was heavy, only to look back and wish you'd waited? Here's the truth. Big decisions, like selling property, cashing out investments, or even lending money to family, can wait. Give yourself at least 6 months, if not a year, to breathe. Talk to a trusted financial advisor, not just family with good intentions. She learned this the hard way when she sold her home for half its value, losing her financial security. The second mistake is ignoring your spouse's debts. After he passed, she discovered he had a small business loan she didn't know about. Creditors started calling, and in her panic, she paid them off with her savings, thinking it was her responsibility. But here's what Lynn didn't know: not all debts are yours to pay. In many cases, debts like personal loans or credit cards may not transfer to the surviving spouse, depending on local laws. What can you do? Don't rush to pay anything. Contact a lawyer or financial counselor to review the debts. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau says you're not automatically liable for your spouse's debts unless you co-signed or they're tied to shared assets. She could have saved thousands if she'd paused and sought advice. Ask yourself, do you know what's in your spouse's name? If not, start gathering that information now. It's easier than you think. Now, let's talk about mistake number 3, letting family pressure you into giving away assets. Lynn's story takes a twist here. Her grown children, worried about her living alone, pushed her to transfer her savings into their names for safekeeping. She, wanting to keep the peace, agreed. But months later, one of her children used the money for a risky business venture, leaving Lynn with almost nothing. Family means well, but grief can make you vulnerable to pressure. The National Institute on Aging warns that financial exploitation often comes from those closest to you. Protect yourself by setting boundaries. If someone asks for money or control of your assets, say, "I need time to think." You don't owe anyone an immediate yes, not even family. She wishes she'd trusted her gut instead of giving in. The fourth mistake might shock you: not updating your own plans. She assumed her life insurance and will were fine since they were set up years ago. But after Nam's death, she realized her policy still listed Nam as the beneficiary, and her will hadn't been updated since their kids were young. This happens more than you think. According to AARP, Over 60% of Americans have outdated estate plans, which can lead to legal battles or lost benefits. What's the fix? Take a moment, yes, even now, to check your beneficiaries on insurance policies, bank accounts, and retirement plans. Update your will to reflect your current wishes. It's not about distrust, it's about ensuring your legacy goes where you want. She spent months in court because she hadn't made these changes. Ask yourself, when was the last time you looked at your plans? The fifth mistake is the one that breaks hearts and bank accounts: falling for scams targeting widows. She received a call from someone claiming to be his old business partner, offering a deal to recover money Candy had invested. Desperate for a piece of her husband's memory, Joe sent thousands before realizing it was a scam. The Federal Trade Commission reports that scams targeting grieving spouses spike after a loss, with fraudsters posing as financial advisors, charity workers, or even old friends. How do you stay safe? Never share personal information with unsolicited callers. Verify anyone claiming to know your spouse through trusted sources. And most importantly, talk to someone you trust before sending money. Joe's story is a reminder. Your heart is open after loss, but your guard needs to stay up. Joe's journey wasn't just about mistakes, it was about learning to stand strong in the face of loss. Each of these traps, rushing decisions, ignoring debts, family pressure, outdated plans, and scams, can feel like a betrayal when you're already hurting. But knowing they exist gives you power. You're not alone in this. These mistakes are common, but they're avoidable. Let's take a breath together. Losing your spouse is a pain no one can prepare for, but you don't have to face the aftermath alone. Remember these 5 costly mistakes: rushing into big decisions, paying debts that aren't yours, giving in to family pressure, neglecting your plans, and falling for scams. Each one is a trap, but now you know how to sidestep them. If there's one thing I want you to carry with you, it's this: you are stronger than you know. And here's that simple, powerful step I promised. Before making any major decision after a loss, pause and seek advice from a trusted professional, a lawyer, a financial advisor, or even a close friend who's been through it. This one choice can protect your heart, your home, and your future. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one thing you'll do differently after watching this? And if this video touched you, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to VICOM so you're the first to get our daily videos packed with real, useful advice. We're in this together, and I'm here to help you every step of the way. See you in the next video.